Letourneau sets again. Curveball, line down the third base line, a fair ball. Rounding first and headed for second is Hoshi. Over into the corner goes Howe to dig it out as Hoshi is in standing with a double. That was tucked in fair behind the bag at third. And the extra base hits now continue for the Aces, and it brings up these.
Came into the game that Hoshi wasn't inserted into the game defensively for Mike Hill. As he gives this one a ride out deep into left center field. And the air back goes the center fielder Harris, and it bounces in front of him. Takes a weird bounce off the wall, and it gets away from Harris. Moving third base to score is Mike Hill, and what do you know? The Aces are on the board. Base runners Hill and Moon had to hold up with the ball in the air there, as Harris was gliding back, and he was underneath it, but it bounced right by.
For 5 seasons before eventually just sticking to international. This is slapped on the ground with the runner going off the glove of Monaroa to the second baseman Sayers. He doesn't have a play at first, and everybody's safe. Runners are at first and second with nobody out, and the hit and run that is put on early in this game and just away from the glove of Monaroa, it actually just ricocheted to the second baseman Sayers, and by the time Sayers got it, it didn't look like Stephen Kent was going to win the race to the bag against Hope.
1-0 pitch coming. On the ground right side, will it find the hole? Bobbled by Sayers and into shallow right field. So Hoshi gets on base, swinging on the second pitch in that at-bat. And he's aboard for the 3-hitter Trey Vavra. And they give Sayers an error. Boy, a very difficult error there. And if you're Sayers...
There it is. Just nearly gets through, but Cowan does very well. Just keeps it in the infield. It was really probably to a lot of guys with the speed and agility of Cowan, that might have snuck its way through for a base hit, but still is a base hit, but it's a single 6.
Oh, fantastic glove play by Cowan. He had to eat it at that point. There was no way he was going to make a play at first, so nice way. Could have been a potential extra base from second to third, so...
The bottom of the 6th inning as Milson continues his outing. The first pitch chopped off the glove of Milson, redirected. The second baseman Coronia goes to a bare hand, but no throw is gotten off, and that should go as an infield single for Takanori Hoshi. And the Aces will have a leadoff single for Hoshi and a leadoff base runner in the last of the 6th.
And as a pitcher on that comebacker.
In inning, it was a ball, and then we saw Logan Moon picked off the bag at first. And now a little dribbler. Off the mound comes Veal to a backhand. Now throws off balance to the first baseman Prime, and it's not in time. Hoshi beats it out, and that should go as an infield single on what amounts to a swinging bunt. And the Aces will have a leadoff base runner for the first time this afternoon. I imagine the chunkiness would be more pronounced. And these are some deep thoughts. I've never thought about it this much.
Breaking ball lined over the head of the shortstop Benjamin into left center field. Leadoff single by Hoshi, who takes a wide turn around first base. Back to the bag he goes, but he thought about 2 briefly. He's on first base.
That was hit into the wind on a ball that was pulverized out into left field. Now the 0-1 pitch to Hoshi on the ground, left side of the infield, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Shanahan is going to hold Trey Vavra at third, and the bases will be loaded for the 9-hitter Kelly Zablin. Mentioned that big hole on the left side with Kennelly hugging the line at third and Benjamin playing closer to the bag at second, and Hoshi just shoots it through to load the bases, and it's his 3rd hit of the afternoon.
Nice hit into center left. Falls in between. Perkins picks it up, throws it to the cutoff. There's a chance for an out. Jeremy Barnes picks the ball up, flips around, manages to lay the tag between the foot and...
They want them back, do they?
Yeah.
You mean your wife wants that type of lollies?
Ground ball into left field for a single for Takanori Hoshi.
And that's a single to Takanori Hoshi.
Jeremy Barnes.
So I'm confused as to how he can have a 0 for 5 then. As we see another single to Hoshi.
That's a single to Takanori Hoshi.
So Hoshi has had a single, 2 singles in.
And he rips one into the gap in right center field. He may have himself extra bases. Rounding first base goes Hoshi. He's thinking about two, and he's in there safely. Dispute from the Perth Heat as Luke Hughes and the rest of the infielders believe that Hughes slapped the tag on him first.
Well, if Hoshi was able to do it, it was because of an acrobat.
The Hoshi, Hill, and Nick Russell, the trio that started the rally. And Logan Moon finished things off with a home run. Now lifted down the right field line, and it bounces off the wall. Goes right back to Matt Kennelly, and Hoshi has to stay put at first base. Long leadoff single.
Well, he thought about it, the case in favor of the Canberra Cavalry. Here this afternoon, it has been a lot of hits that have been strung together, and here's another one that'll fall into right field, and that'll go as the 18th hit of the afternoon for the Aces, the third of the day for Hoshi, and it moves Brad Harmon down to second. Runners are at first and second base with one away. About that game way back on December 10th of 2010 as a 7-inning affair back at the Showgrounds.
Hard hit ball into left center field. This one gets down. Hoshi thinking about two. And he's in there standing up safely. It's a one-out double for Takanori Hoshi. He has himself a 4-hit ball game.
And appearance of the year, he's worked in 3 1/3 innings so far. He has walked just one, and he's still looking for that first strikeout, but he has been very sharp in his time out of the Aces bullpen. An ERA that is non-existent, 0.00. 2 saves in as many opportunities.
From shortstop out to right field. And the third baseman, Sam Kennelly.
And this is past the reach of Dixon at third and into left field. Moving down to third goes Trey Vavra, and the bases will be loaded on a bullet off the bat of Takanori Hoshi, his second hit of the afternoon. And with nobody out and the bases full of aces, Jared Rogers will come to the plate.
And now that two-run homer off the bat of Alan D. San Miguel looms so much larger.
Put on a great show, and that's probably been a big factor for this organization.
There we see a line drive to the left fielder, Braylon Jackson, coming in, so a good at-bat by Takanori Hoshi, and he gets on with one out with a single to left field in the 6th inning.
Yeah, and Hoshi's been a big threat. I looked at, early in the season, he's really swung the bat well for the Aces, so he's a threat. So when you look at guys like that, he's part of the Cebu Lions organization. Is he here in a capacity where they said, we know he can hit at the big league level, just maybe work on and fine-tuning those.
There were a total of 6 committed, or 6 issued. Runner goes, pitch taken outside for a ball. Throw down to second, right on the money from Takanori Hoshi, and the one-out walk to Leb Lebejian is erased, and there are 2 gone now in the top of the 3rd inning.
Perfect strike by Hoshi as you watch it one more time on the replay. Coming up firing is the catcher for the Aces. Just a strike right down there to the bag at second base.
And
match at 7 p.m. local.
And Cowan's off. And George takes it and he's out. So again, a superb throw. Doing a beautiful job, the catchers at the minute with so that's Hoshi taking over from Hill last night, who threw a couple out as well. So Cowan took his chance and was.
We have viewers from all around the world getting in touch with us on Twitter.
Do they?
Yep.
That's fantastic.
For example, Robert Berg, who's got in touch.
Himself a nice memory of his trip to the Bandits.
And you know what? It takes the big monkey off his back. Whoa, and then he gets...
There we see caught up. Tyler Bennett caught up between first and second on the bunt attempt, and he's thrown out on the 2 to 3 to 6 from the catcher. Takanori Hoshi to Jared Rogers to Tanner Vavra for the tag.
At second base. That's why I said a swift turn there by Brad Harmon.
1-1 pitch, runner goes, swung on a miss, throw down to second is in plenty of time, and the failed hit and run, rather broken down hit and run, leaves Angus Rozier out to dry, and he is caught stealing, so that leadoff single is erased. The count now 1-2 to Wick, and 1 gone and the base is empty.
We talked about the infamous West Virginia Toast Man on the broadcast a couple of nights ago. Angus Rozier was toast there. Hung out to dry.
And he